Good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies. We are live right now. March 4th, 2026. The United States Navy, with a nuclear-powered submarine, has launched a torpedo at the flagship of the Iranian Navy. Fam, your likes, your comments, that's Military Strategies. Let's get started. Military Strategies. Fam, very good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies. We are live right now. Welcome to your channel for information, news, and whatever else you need. For this great community and for these great people who gather here every day, every minute, every moment to see what's happening here and on all the channels of all my friends. Judío Historia, Judío in quotes, Belo Martis, Judío Historia, and Judío Historia. Thank you, Ariel Kanieski, for sending your people to me, all of them there with him. Well, I'll start warming up while you all arrive because I want you to see the show. This isn't something you see very often. Normally, when a United States ship reaches the end of its useful life, it is taken out to sea or to a coastal area where they want to build an underwater nature reserve, and it is used as a test target to test anti-ship missiles, test precision bombs, and test torpedoes. Well, today it's not a test. Today, what you're going to see is a real torpedo blowing up a ship. It's not just blowing it up. What you're going to see today is total disintegration. It's one of the most striking images that will go down in modern history of how an Mk-46 torpedo, it's probably an Mk-46, I wasn't there, but I suspect it's an Mk-46, that's the torpedo they used. The submarines of the United States, the submersibles, have blown up the flagship of the Iranian Navy, which was fleeing in Sri Lanka, already waiting for the storm to pass. That a submarine was sent there, or that it was around there, or that it was following it. Since the exercises with Russia and China a few weeks ago, when they were practicing with them in India, and now they had come down to Sri Lanka to make visits and so on, well, they've taken a torpedo hit, and this seemed more like the Titanic movie than a real story. A torpedo hit, that's how we could define it. I want to send the link to my brother Ariel Kanieski so he can come here and watch the show with us. But we have more videos, we have geolocations, we have información, important information that we need to share. We have the issue of Lebanon, what's happening over there, what's going on. We know where Israel is heading. We can already start to uncover part of the operations map. And I want to say something here in this story that really catches my attention. I'm seeing headlines, videos of people, just a bit. I only watch 2 or 3 minutes because I don't really have the time either. But what catches my attention is that with only 5 days of war, they're already saying that the objectives aren't being achieved, that Iran isn't surrendering, that they have to move to Plan B, that the United States is lost, and it's only been 5 days of war? Okay, we've already had a lot of shows, a lot of videos, and a lot of stories happening. I get that. And that's normal. People believe 2 months of war have passed, but it's only been 5 days. This has just begun. As they say, the game just started. But what's the rush? I mean, why are people in such a hurry right now, at this moment, for this to be resolved and the war to be over now? I don't understand it. I don't get it. You can't analyze something that's just starting right now. You can't say that the United States isn't achieving its objectives. Let's see. In 40 seconds, they destroyed the entire military leadership. Once again, the Ayatollah is achieving that objective in 40 seconds. That's weeks worth of war under normal conditions. But Israel is not normal, it's a machine. Lethal when it has to launch precision attacks on its enemies. This is what people need to understand. And now we're going to see a lot of videos, a lot of things. Drones are being shot down in Iran. From the United States and Israel, there have been shoot downs. But the thing is, Hezbollah has launched today. Well, since this morning or yesterday, 343 rockets or aircraft. There is an open war going on right now, and it's an important war, it's powerful, and it's happening right now. If people don't want to understand this or think it's too much for them, please let them leave for a week and come back in a week to see what's happening, to see what's going on. The B-52 planes have already arrived. As we said, as we predicted, there's a new outburst from the United States of America against Pedro Sanchez. And it has been said that Spain is putting the lives of United States soldiers at risk. This is extremely serious, very serious, that Spain, by closing the use of the bases, is putting the lives of Americans at risk. And Qatar has already started attacking Iran. There are already attacks. That is, a series of things are happening. Tremendous things. And Saavedra, there have been threats from Iran about what Israel might do in Lebanon. It's going to be terrible. Well, now we're going to see it. Now we're going to see it. I'm letting my brother in because I told him, Ariel, you have to see this. The thing about the submarine, the submersible, plus the second submersible, because there was already a submersible from the United States, and in the end, it ended up in the water. Another one, plus a surface ship, they sent it to the bottom of the sea. It's probably drifting around there now, keeping company with more than 20 ships. There he is, Ariel Kanieski. I'm not sure if he can hear me. I can't hear him.
Hello, hello.
Hello, there you are, there you are, there you are, there you are. Yes, there he is, Studio Historia. What's up?
Military strategies.
Long time no see, long time no see.
I didn't move from the chair, huh? I didn't move.
You haven't gone to the bathroom?
No, actually, now I'm going to ask for your permission, Professor. Can I, in a little while, I'll get up to get myself a bit more water.
Hey, it's Purim, so you can have wine.
That's true, that's true.
We opened the bottle the other day, but we were moderate.
Very moderate. The bottle is still there.
I had to drive. Besides,
Right here.
100% responsibility. I'm going to share my screen now that you're here, since you were passing by. Because I want to show you. Well, now we're going to see it. The sinking, which we're going to look at now. The torpedo hit that struck the main ship of the Iranian Navy. I mean, it's like if you took, I don't know, they'd been telling us for weeks, we're going to sink the aircraft carrier, we're going to sink the aircraft carrier. Well, they've lost the drone carrier they had, which has even sunk. The Kilo-class submarine has been destroyed in the port of Bandar Abbas. They made 2 holes in it, and it went down. I mean, it did a dive test in the port. And now, the Iris Tena, I'm going to show you a photograph first. This made me think of Titanic.
Okay.
I'm being very serious about this. There's a photo from the periscope, which is crazy. It's just crazy. Pay attention to the photo. And this looks like it's artificial intelligence, but it's got nothing to do with artificial intelligence. 0. Hold on a second, because there have been more ships. Look, that's it. Mother of God, it's going down. Remember our conversation about Battleship yesterday?
Yes.
Hit and sunk.
This one was getting away.
It wasn't escaping in Sri Lanka. But 4,000 kilometers away, I mean, this ship had gone with Russia and China to do exercises.
Okay.
It was around there.
It wasn't deserting or running away.
No, he was there after being in India doing exercises. He says, let's go further south of Sri Lanka and see what we find. If we find a peaceful place with a good temperature, good weather. What he didn't know was that there was a predator following him. There was a nuclear-powered submarine following him.
That's crazy.
Is it crazy? Well, wait until you see the video. Just wait until you see the video, and I'll explain something. Torpedoes have two ways of working. One is direct impact, and the other is exploding underneath the ship. So people can understand, what does it do? When it explodes underneath the ship jumps into the air, and when it falls, it breaks apart. I'm not going to reveal how it was this time. Because you're going to see it right after this. But for Iran, this is absolutely crazy. What's happening today? What's going on? And what you said? Well, what we talked about. I made a mistake. It wasn't going to Athens today. The missile. According to Turkey, the missile they shot down, which entered their airspace, was launched from Iran and crossed Iraq, Syria, and was heading to the American base that's near the Turkish coast. There we see photos of the missile. This is a complete escalation with Turkey, and they are not going to forgive Iran for this. Sooner or later, Iran will have to deal with the Turks. But the United Kingdom has already changed its stance after having looked like real cowards in front of Iran. Pedro Sanchez is going to be left alone, because now the United Kingdom is going to get involved, France is going to get involved. They're all going to get involved in the end. You'll see. They're all going to want to get involved, but they're going to want to get involved when it's all ready. Iran is already about to fall, so they can also take credit for having liberated Iran together. Iran is about to fall. Well,
but they're already doing it, you know? They're already acting, recognizing this is historic and wanting a seat at the table.
Macron already wants a seat.
He already wants to
do big things like he told Donald Trump, but Donald Trump doesn't want them involved. Donald Trump has said that with them and with Israel, it's enough, that the rest should just watch and learn. This was a few minutes ago. Tehran. Ariel, one moment. I'm going to pause the video. Mute yourself and turn on the audio. Please, please, please turn on the audio. Do you hear this? This is crazy.
Wait a second. I'll mute myself. How do I do this?
Me? Let's see. I can mute myself. I want it, but can I mute you?
That's it. I'm muted now.
I've muted you. Ariel Kanievsky muted quiet. Oh, you look better like this. Kanievsky, listen, this isn't a storm. It's the roar of the lion. I don't think any further comments are needed or to say who's doing that. It's a B-52. Are you already muted, Kanievsky? Welcome.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. What did you think of the sound? How did it seem to you?
Very good. Very nice.
Do you think the decibels were okay? The combination?
Me parece que sí.
People from Valencia, this is like the mascleta if this goes well. But they say that Israel isn't winning, Iran is winning, that they're the ones winning the war, that they're the ones dishing it out. Image of Bushehr, Predator drone from the United States of America. They probably took this with an S25, a really good mobile phone. It has an amazing zoom. Are you seeing this? A Predator that's flying around Bushehr? Has it seen anything yet? Goodbye? What? Goodbye. We continue counting the casualties, huh? Israel, F-35. Kilometers away where they can't see it, a launcher that was loaded with a missile. It's really good how they blur it so that information can't be seen firsthand. And now you'll see. Goodbye. Give me life. Super awesome, huh? The accuracy with which they're hitting these people is terrifying. Well, a mosaic. Second, let's play some music. This feels like a video game.
Well, Trump said, the other day he said, they said I was going to get bored quickly, but the truth is I'm not bored at all.
He must be like a kid right now, man. Well, of course.
He's having a great time. Just imagine him there in the middle of the control room 24/7, watching how things are happening, people explaining everything to him. That must be crazy, right?
Well, then get ready for this one. Loaded missile. It's a short-range missile. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, what is this? It's an anti-aircraft missile. That's an anti-aircraft missile, for reference. It's tremendous. It's devastating, devastating, devastating. To me, whichever way you want to look at it, or however people want to take it or see it, it's tremendous. The capability and tactical deployment that the United States is showing, and above all, Israel is carrying the weight of the operations. Trump's confidence in Israel is overwhelming.
See.
Look, this very afternoon, the F-16s are configured with JDAM precision-guided munitions, extra fuel tanks, that big thing you see underneath, the pylon, that's fuel. The bombs are the ones on the wings, meaning they're even coming in with the F-16s to bomb without any trouble now. They usually use F-15s since they carry more weight, but now even F-16s are being used. Over there to drop 2 JDAMs per plane or 3 JDAMs per plane. It's total, complete dominance over everything. Look at this ship, the one we saw over there, this Frankenstein. They said it was one of those super fast attack ships, that it was going to sink the aircraft carrier, that this ship was the one that was going to sink the aircraft carrier. They fired at it. I think it was 1 or 2. I think it was 2 missiles. Or drones. I think it was missiles or drones. I'm waiting for the video. But they've set Frankenstein on fire. On fire. I mean, it is. Look at this, huh? It's just crazy. It's crazy. These guys who were saying, well, and here on the internet, on YouTube, there are shows with people saying it's true that the aircraft carrier would sink, that they were going to send the Abraham Lincoln to the bottom of the sea, that it was already burning, that they had hit it. It's crazy, Ariel. It's absolutely crazy. We're on the 5th day, and people are saying out there that it's a failure. That it's a failure, the operation, but a failure. Where? By the way, do we need to say something? Hezbollah has started using cluster munitions for the first time.
What?
This is serious. This is serious. Here is the photo. If anyone comes across this kind of device on the ground, move away slowly without making any noise, without causing any vibrations. This is important. Very slowly. Call the police so they can take charge of the operation, and don't let anyone get close. Don't let anyone touch it. A vibration could make it explode, and it's lethal. Very, very lethal.
Why doesn't it explode when it comes out?
Because sometimes it doesn't hit the way it's supposed to, or it lands on soft ground and just stays there. It has a small parachute. If you notice, the back part is a small parachute. It's to help it land in that same area, or to spread out over an area. All right. Well, so be very careful with this. Because it's very dangerous. This can do a lot of harm. People need to realize this. It's no joke. Let's continue. Let's continue with Tehran. We've seen the first round. The round continued afterwards. Watch closely. Focus on what you're about to see. It's a complete rain. Tehran is completely on fire. The 24/7. Also, look. It's crazy. By the way, do you remember we were talking about the video? About the schools? The regime has decided that schools are the place to hide. They know that for now, the United States and Israel are not going to attack schools and hospitals. I have no doubt that in the next few hours, the United States and Israel are going to give the order that it's over, that it's finished. The school year in Iran is over. What do I mean by this? That they're going to give the order for all schools to be evacuated of civilians? All right, they'll probably give a window of 48 hours or maybe 24 hours, and after that, what we're seeing here will become a military target.
Are you saying this based on your own thoughts, or do you have information from another source?
Well, I should answer. Maybe. Do we know anything? 1 second. 1 second, let's clean this up a bit. That place we're looking at, which isn't Tehran, it's far on the outskirts of Tehran. It's this one. Geolocated. That's the central fountain you can see in the video. In fact, I'm going to play the video so people can see it, so people can see that we're not bluffing here. What it's about. This story, let's take a look over here. There it is. That's the source. I'm going to point it out there. There we are. Let's stop there. There's the source. It's the same place. The video is recorded from this building. I feel sorry for the person who recorded the video. They should evacuate while they still can. This building is a school, but it's used by the Revolutionary Guard. Even though it's a school, it's used by the Revolutionary Guard. In fact, this footage is from November 2025. Well, this building right here is going to undergo a renovation. It really is. Because what the regime is doing now is using these kinds of structures to get in there, to take refuge there. They're using hospitals, schools, and if those kinds of buildings aren't attacked where there are no children anymore, now the question is, are they going to let the children out? Will the Iranian regime stop using human shields? What do you think will happen here?
I don't know, because think about it. We're dealing with a theocracy that taught Hamas, Hezbollah, and Islamic Jihad how to operate, how to act. They taught them how to use human shields, how to attack from hospitals, how to attack from schools, how not to allow people to evacuate. When Israel asked them, please, to leave so they can get away from danger, how to ration the fire, this thing we're seeing from Iran now, where they fire 2 at a time, 1 at a time, every 3 or 4 hours. This is what Iran taught Hamas and Islamic Jihad, and they are applying it now. So I don't know. On the other hand, Iran is a state, it's a country. Hamas is a terrorist organization. But on the other hand, Iran is the one who was funding that terrorist organization. Look, Witkoff said a while ago, I don't know if you saw it, that it was easier to negotiate with Hamas than with Iran. Remember, Witkoff was also the one who negotiated with Hamas before the hostages were returned. To start phase 1, phase 2, all that is happening now or not happening now. But Witkoff said it was easier for him, that the Hamas terrorists were much more flexible than the Iranian government. So I don't know. At this point, I always say that nothing surprises me anymore and that it's ridiculous for us to keep being surprised by the way those people think. But it's inevitable. You can't help but keep being surprised because you think a certain way, you have certain values, you're Western, you have a certain education. I'm not sure if the government is entering self-destruct mode. I'm not sure what they're capable of. They could do anything.
Well, let's see. We've seen that they've been capable of, officially, according to Donald Trump, killing 30,000 people, more than 30,000 people in 2 days.
What's going on? Well, yesterday, Mohsen said 40,000, and there are still people missing, it seems.
There are missing people, people who won't be found, people who are still imprisoned. They're still executing people. This also needs to be understood. It needs to be very clear. They're executing people. But Western governments prefer to stay silent and look the other way. They don't want fuel prices to go up and lose out on so much tax revenue. Check out this detail. Well, video we have here, all the videos showing the number of drones ready to be launched. They come out of the bunker, they set them up. They have clearly been destroyed. Instantly. In places, which, by the way, this place looks familiar to me from an image I saw this afternoon, but I'll go check it out later. Me, just by myself, calmly, working behind the scenes on military strategy. The United States acknowledges its use for the first time of a precision weapon that can reach more than 500 kilometers away. Therefore, it had to be launched. From near the border in Iraq, or did it have to be launched from the Persian Gulf, from one of the countries around there? We're talking about the PRSM. What is that? It's a surface-to-surface missile that we're going to see here, launched from the same platform used to launch the Attack-MS, those famous ones from Ukraine. Well, what we're seeing here is the evolution of the evolution. And now you're going to see the full video of how this weapon works. A devastating weapon that's completely destroying Iran's capabilities. Wherever it goes, let's take a look. Manufactured by Lockheed Martin. This missile is incredible, Ariel. It can bypass anti-air defenses. It's made to destroy anti-air defenses. It's made to blow up practically anything. And it can also be launched, I think even from the air. I'm not sure, but I've seen it launched from the ground and the air. It can be guided in flight. That's another great thing about this, and it's used to break through anti-aircraft defenses, for example, a Russian S-300 system. This is a computer simulation, and there are different points, different waypoints. Here we see the air defense barrier for the F-35. It can't go in directly to attack there, but it sends the signal to a battery that's there. That is, first to the command center, then to the artillery battery, to the HIMARS battalion. And the PRSM is launched, which is the name of the device. Now you'll see what it is. I'll speed up the video so you can see how it works. It has 2 missiles per container. It's like a kind of ballistic missile, but smaller, yet with total destructive capabilities. Penetration warhead, fragmentation warhead. It can carry different types of munitions. It's guided by GPS with filtering. So electronic warfare can't stop it. I'll show you now. A photograph that was taken inside Terra. This is launched. This was when the test was done. Now it's operational. This weapon is launched, and now you'll see what happens. The weapon, which is quasi-ballistic, rises to a very high altitude, reaches a very high speed, and is designed to survive. One attacks the main target, and the other is going to go after the anti-air defense system. And what does this warhead do? When it hits the ground, it has a bunch of tungsten balls that explode. Everything around it, you see, it's a cloud of shrapnel that disables all the systems. Well, CENTCOM has confirmed the use of this weapon for the first time in a real combat scenario. And what's more, they've done it in a big way. In the Great War, I told you, remember? This would be the war for testing, as the weapons hadn't been tested before.
I agree.
Well, there we have one of them. This is one of the weapons right now that has been tested, and that makes sense. Precision strike missile. Total precision with an incredible range. Well, there it is. New weapon. Okay, let's take a look at this. More videos of what happened. Well, we have the video.
Look.
Look, Ariel. Here's a photo compilation, waiting on the full video. This Frankenstein thing, a floating thing with naval missiles, with anti-aircraft missiles. They've hit it from all sides. And in the end, what happened? Well, they sank it. They have no ship now, but this isn't the one we'll see. Watch out, we still have the video of the ship they sent to the bottom of the sea. More footage, more that we're seeing there. More destruction. It's everywhere. Iran, there's not even enough time to geolocate, to say it's here, it's there, it's here, it's here. There's just no time. Now that Iran is also attacking its neighboring countries, attacking Dubai, Qatar, Oman, Kuwait, it's attacking everyone. The Qataris have already issued statements condemning the attacks and saying that they are going to join in to attack them. Well, let's take a look at the situation in Lebanon now. This is going to interest you, and besides, there are a lot of questions we're asking ourselves here about this topic. Where is Israel right now? This has already been published, right? We're not putting any military operation at risk. There are already confirmed and geolocated images. I've waited the responsible amount of time to publish them or to talk about it. I repeat, no one is being put in danger, and what Israel is doing is reopening the security zone from Metala. This area we see here, which is the northernmost point, the valley area that surrounds or gives access to the Bekaa Valley, is pushing northward directly towards here, towards this town. Qiyam, the Qiyam area. I want to say something. The Spanish base of the Spanish soldiers of UNIFIL is here, just a few meters away. The distance right now from where Israel is to the Spanish base is 5 kilometers. Which president? Ministry of Defense of Spain? Government, please withdraw the Spanish troops from a war zone. I repeat, withdraw the Spanish troops from a war zone. I remember that in the previous war in Lebanon, Spanish soldiers stuck in a bunker unable to get out of there were watching military analysis to know what was happening and where the Israeli tanks and Hezbollah troops were. They are the same soldiers who told me that they heard noises underground during the nights. Please, get the soldiers out before it's too late. We don't want to see anyone's miscalculation. Please, thank you. This is the Spanish base.
And also, no offense to anyone, they're useless. Thank you.
Of course, because their mission is peacekeeper, not peacemaker. What does this mean? They aren't allowed to engage. Combat with Hezbollah. If they encounter a Hezbollah patrol or Hezbollah presence, they have to call the Lebanese army, but they cannot open fire on Hezbollah. Thank you.
And the Lebanese army left.
That's it.
It's not there anymore. It's gone. It left.
So, does it make sense for our troops, the Spanish troops, Ariel is also Spanish more than Israeli, to be there? They don't make any sense. Thank you, they are right now. Israel, 5 kilometers from the base. Please bring them back before it's too late. How are things in Lebanon? Tyre was attacked today. Beirut is being attacked. Many things are happening in Lebanon too. And for the first time, Hezbollah's attacks are being coordinated along with Iran's attacks. Explain what happened today with the missile issue, because you're going to explain this really well since you know about weapons. What happened today?
Is that so? Hezbollah entered the war 2 days ago. They made a strategic mistake, but it was clear that they were going to make one of the two mistakes, which is either not entering the war or entering the war. Both scenarios were a mistake for Hezbollah. Because if they entered the war, they would be committing suicide in one way, and if they didn't enter the war, they would be committing suicide in another. Why? Because Iran was going to fall because of its Ayatollah government, and therefore its proxies would stop being relevant. Iran decided to attack and started attacking. And what happened? What happened was that today, this started a little bit yesterday, but especially today, Iran has been attacking. Iran launches missiles every 2, 3, 4 hours. It launches missiles at Israeli territory, 1, 2, 3, no more than that. And every time Iran launches a missile, every time the missile takes off from Iranian territory, we Israelis get a notification on our phones telling us we have just detected a launch from Iran. Get close to the shelter. We don't have to go inside the shelter. We just have to get close to it. And so mentally, psychologically, we already know that it's possible. That wherever we are in the next few minutes, 7, 8 minutes, 10 sometimes, depending on where they launch the missile from, the siren goes off. What are they doing? Hezbollah? Hezbollah is taking advantage of the moments when Iran attacks to also attack in parallel. Now, this, especially for the people in the north, is very dangerous. Being attacked by Iran is also dangerous. But we have an early warning system that tells us the siren might go off. When Hezbollah attacks, since they attack from right next door, we don't have the time that we usually have. Like when Iran launches for the army to warn us. So without prior warning, the siren goes off. Hezbollah realized this and they're taking advantage. Every time Iran launched, they launched their missiles either at the same time or afterwards. And why do I say this is super dangerous? These are combined attacks, which are always dangerous. Second, because the home front command, let's suppose we're in Tel Aviv or we're in Haifa, warns us that Iran is launching missiles. I'll discuss a hypothetical situation that has occurred before and could happen again. At that moment, the citizen who is in Tel Aviv or in Haifa says, in 7 minutes, maybe missiles will fall and the siren will sound. The siren sounds. That person goes into the bunker but doesn't come out until they receive another message from the home front command telling them you can leave the bunker now. As soon as they leave the bunker, the siren sounds again. Why? Because it's Hezbollah that's attacking, and when Hezbollah attacks, there's no prior warning. Hezbollah realized this and therefore is generally attacking at the same time as an attack from Iran is taking place. They realize that this way they can maximize the number of victims, but fortunately, so far today, we don't have to mourn any deaths or any serious injuries from missile impacts. There was a person hit by a car on a highway related to the siren, but it wasn't caused by a missile. And therefore, this is very, very dangerous, especially for the people of Tel Aviv. Hezbollah attacks Tel Aviv, and especially for the people in the north, since Hezbollah has been attacking the north 24/7. What I wonder is it a coordinated attack? Is it certain? Is it obvious? It's already happened 3 or 4 times. There's no doubt it's not a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. As for my question, for now, I haven't received an answer because there is no answer. The ones who are supposed to give that answer say they don't know if it's coordinated. If they call each other on the phone and say, hey, we're going to attack now, get ready, or if Hezbollah just sees that Iran attacks and then they attack too. It could be both options.
Well, there is an answer.
There is an answer because, of course, it might not matter. There is an answer, but it's still just as dangerous. And the effects are the same.
The only place right now in Lebanon where Hezbollah can communicate with Iran with transmission equipment, satellite or telephone, is the Iranian embassy in Lebanon. This afternoon I said, well, if we are at war with Iran, if we are at war to overthrow the regime, why doesn't Israel blow up the Iranian embassy in Lebanon? I've thought about this. This afternoon, while I was taking a walk, clearing my head, although I can never really clear it. I mean, if they're coordinating, if they have on the roof of the building, which is this one, this is the building of the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Lebanon. If they have satellite communication antennas that are there, right in that part over there, if they have it, why don't they destroy it? Why don't they take it down? Okay? Why do I say it's the only place? Because Israel can track with those drones where all kinds of radio communications are coming from, even satellite phones. But Israel doesn't attack there because they know it's an embassy and off limits. But just in case they think of attacking, they have already been warned by this sinister being, the spokesperson of the Iranian armed forces, that if the Iranian embassy in Lebanon is attacked, Israeli embassies around the world will become legitimate targets. In other words, he has threatened terrorist attacks against the embassies, even though they have already been bombing embassies in the Middle East for 24 to 48 hours. Do you realize?
I don't realize. Strategies. I have a headline that all the Israeli media are reporting, which is going to make you at least smile a little.
Let's see.
One
second. Headline, we have breaking news. Ariel Kanievsky, right now from Judeo Historia in Military Strategies, brings us a headline.
And also, I translate it exactly as it is. Exactly as it is. I translate it just as it appears here. The Great Surrender, : The White House spokesperson confirms that the Spanish government agrees to cooperate with the United States after Trump's threats.
What?
I repeat.
Where is this?
I repeat, in Israeli media, in all of them.
Peter.
But look at how they write it. Also, the Great Surrender, : The White House spokesperson confirms that the Spanish government agrees to cooperate with the United States after Trump's threats. What do you like?
The Ayatollah, Peter?
Yes.
That's because the United Kingdom announced it will lend the bases. Now, Peter is no longer afraid that missiles will be launched at Mallorca, Alicante, Valencia, Barcelona. What?
What, I see people laughing in the chat?
I think maybe Peter has seen our show today for sure. I think this really upset Peter. Peter the First, the Ayatollah the First of Spain.
But how long did it last for him? It lasted less than 10 hours. It lasted less than 12 hours.
Look, man, the programs we do are effective, right?
How terrible, huh?
People who missed the previous program and didn't know about it missed out big time. I showed it. I showed it, but just a little bit. I went really hard on Peter today, huh? It's the day I've gone the hardest on him by far. By the way, did I have more? Did I already have photos of Albaras ready with the Ayatollah? I already had photos prepared to keep going and going?
Look, I'm not getting involved in Spain's internal politics. I haven't done that in a while. Specifically, since October 7th, I don't get into that mess. By the way.
But Ariel Kanievsky is jumping ship.
Isn't he? It doesn't seem strange to me that Pedro Sanchez changes his mind. Do you agree? I don't really...
He does that, he does it every day.
Do you agree with my view of your country's president?
Well, of course, look, right? But you're also Spanish, aren't you?
I'm Israeli.
Yeah, but do you have a Spanish passport?
I have a lot of passports.
All right, that's it. Enough. All right, that's it. It's okay. Soon I'll have the Israeli passport. It's okay.
Amen.
All right, let's see.
No, que la gente está
Do you know what happened here? The Secretary of the Treasury of the United States has said that Spain is endangering the lives of Americans. And that's a serious accusation.
But listen, people are asking if it's a joke. No.
No, this is real.
That it's not a joke.
Peter's surrender. Well, I have the video. The video.
Of what? The White House spokesperson?
Man of Blondie.
Put it on.
Come on, let's go right now. Attention. We have the video of Peter's surrender, the capitulation of Granada. I don't know if Peter had a heart attack today. When he heard how we roasted him, it was devastating. Strategies. That wasn't me today, that was someone else. Oh my God. Peter gives up. We're going to see it now. We're going to play Peter's music. Peter's music. Pedro Sánchez primero. Mero. Luz de la Landa. The Sultan. The Socialist Party becomes a vassal of the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Spain is now a taifa that pays homage to the United States. What a tragedy after 24 hours of international crisis.
Hey, the beard doesn't look bad on him, huh?
Are you missing the music, man?
I'll watch it later.
It's awesome.
I'm going to mute myself. Wait and see.
Let's mute Kaneski. Family, we're live right now on military strategies. Peter gives up. Peter lowers his head, gets on all fours, and someone takes him for a walk around Moncloa. Someone called him and told him, "Are you stupid? And you're going to leave us ruined." Peter didn't wear the turban for long. And now he's wearing the MAGA hat. Let's watch it. Good music, right? It's got a beat, huh? All right, let's watch the video. Kanieski, 1 second. I'll unmute this for you.
How did you do it with ChatGPT? What?
What? I don't share my stuff.
How was the pace picked up?
ChatGPT doesn't let you do it.
Oh, that's true.
But I'm going to tell you something. ChatGPT doesn't let you do it, but I've done it. All right, that's it. Let's go. How many people are here? I've already lost count. 37,000 people here to watch Peter's debacle. How are we doing with likes? Let's see. 38,000 people. 11,000 likes. We're missing a lot of likes. No, this isn't right. 37,000 people and we're missing likes. Do you guys want to see Peter? Let's see. I haven't heard this. They just published it right now.
Well, in that same press conference, they also asked him about the famous school. Not about the 57 children, no.
251 girls.
120, 200, a million girls in school. Ha, ha, ha. She says no, that the United States, since Israel already denied attacking there. He asks her. In that same interview later on, you'll surely see a clip of it. And she also said no, that the United States didn't attack there. I mean, no, it wasn't an Israeli or American attack.
But Peter said yes. All right, let's listen to this. Come on, let's go. Family, we're live on Military Strategies with Judeo. Historia. We're opening Super Chat goals. Thank you so much for being live with us. It's going to be an epic show today, once again. If you want to help the channel with your Super Chats, thank you so much. Really, if you want to support us more closely because you like the content, so that we can actually finance this trip we're having here in Israel. This afternoon was my first walk outside. We're here to work, not on vacation.
No, but we need to get shawarma tomorrow, right?
Do you think the one we like will open tomorrow? Thanks.
No?
I don't think so.
But don't worry, there's more.
PayPal me/military strategies. Our PayPal also has super chats in case you want to contribute. Peter's surrender.
I think they heard the president's message yesterday, loud and clear, and it's my understanding over the past several hours of they've agreed to cooperate with the U.S. military, and so I know that the U.S. military is coordinating with their counterparts in Spain, but the president expects all.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I can't hear anything.
Huh? Mute yourself, please. I'll mute you. Mute. Kanieski, muted, Kanieski. Mother of God.
Respect to Spain.
He says, returning to the topic of Spain.
I think they heard the president.
He says, I think they have listened to the president's
message yesterday.
The president's message yesterday.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
He says.
And from my understanding,
past several hours.
In the last few hours,
they've agreed to cooperate.
They have agreed to cooperate with the
U.S. military.
With the United States military.
So I know that the U.S. military is,
he says, from what we know now,
coordinating with their counterparts in Spain.
Right now, the United States military is coordinating with their Spanish counterparts. Spanish counterparts?
President expects all of our European allies.
He says, what the president expects from all his European allies.
Of course, to cooperate.
Of course, to cooperate.
This long-sought mission, not only for the United States.
He says this is a great mission, not just for the United States.
Also for Europe.
Also for Europe.
To crush the rogue Iranian regime.
To bring down the Iranian regime.
Again, not only threatens America, but also...
He says, again, it's not just America's concern. It's not just a threat to America, it's also a threat to Europe.
As well. Regarding domestic oil prices and the economy...
Oh my, let's give the floor back to Ariel Kanieski. Phew, that's tough. Kanieski, unmute that mic. They've straightened out the leftist. They've set the leftist straight.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, man, of course. We updated the program title.
Let's see. Wait, no, that's it. No, there we go.
First, we need to address the submarine issue. We haven't seen the best part yet, have we? But it's just that this bombshell, no.
Don't change the name of the show. Don't change it.
Peter, hey, the turban looks good on him. The things, I mean...
The beard looks good on him.
Yeah, the thing is now, since he's so clean-shaven, he's getting a lot of Botox and... They're messing Peter up for us. Well, you've seen it. Spain is cooperating. We don't know if they're going to pay 5% to NATO or not. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. They're not going to pay it. But... It seems that now the planes are going to stop there. Maybe the B-52 bombers to begin with, just to begin with. Well,
Kanieski, is that going to be okay?
2 members of the Hezbollah Kataib in Iraq have been taken out by a drone. We don't know if it's their drone or someone else's drone. Did they pass through here if it was an American drone? We have video. There it is, right? Lots of sirens, lots of smoke, lots of fire. Something happened over there and it's not good. Tabriz in Iran, right now in flames. Merivan in Iran, right now in flames, right now. Well, we have another one. The B-52s are getting ready tonight. The B-52s are getting sharp tonight. Attention, family, with this. B-52 moment right now here in military strategy. 9 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. They are getting sharp. 1 second, because this isn't the video we saw before. This isn't it. I want to play it. 1 second, family. 1 second. Okay, we have to play it directly from here. That sounds good to me. 1 second. The B-52s right now. Crushing Iran. We hear audio. Mutin Kanieski. It's already muted. Adrian, don't touch anything. I'll handle your setup. Just listen to the symphony. Be careful, because the United States and Israel aren't achieving their objectives. Okay, I'll unmute Kanieski. Kanieski, let me ask you a question. Ariel Kanieski, Judeo Historia, fear?
Your questions scare me.
If these videos we are watching were from Tel Aviv, Ashdod, Haifa, Ashkelon, Jerusalem, or Eilat, what would the world be saying right now? Thank you. Israel destroyed, Israel in flames, Tel Aviv.
Many would be very happy too.
Of course, those who get happy,
Yes.
how would they be right now? Euphoric, right?
No, but I would be saying it too. Not just the world. We Israelis would be saying it too. We would be saying that they're giving us a beating. Obviously. I mean, all of us Israelis would be out on the street with a weapon to defend our country. Because there would be an invasion from all sides. It would be terrible, of course. You won't see those videos, I mean, those images you see from Iran or Lebanon where there are constant bombings. You don't see those images in Israel, and you won't see them either. You might see one every now and then of a missile falling, but nothing like what you see from the Israeli-American bombings. It's nothing like that.
It's crazy, it's scary. Thank you. Well, I think the moment everyone has been waiting for has arrived. The sinking of the Bismarck. No, obviously that happened in World War II, and it's not the sinking of the Yamato either. That also happened in World War II. Some claim this is the first ship sunk by a torpedo since World War II, but that's not true. In fact, North Korea is suspected of sinking a South Korean ship a few years ago with a torpedo. But it is true that for a long time, the United States of America haven't sunk a ship with a torpedo, officially or unofficially. Something happened relatively recently off the Spanish coast, near Cartagena, where a Russian ship sank with a dark rumor that it was carrying components for a nuclear reactor. I don't know, I wasn't there. That's what people say, that's the rumor. I think the fish are fine. We haven't had a visit from Godzilla. There's no detected radioactivity on the Spanish coast, but the ship did sink. Something happened there. Well, this very week, things were just starting, still, with another ship off Malta's coast in the Mediterranean that sank. They say it was Ukrainian.
We said earlier that we're eating shawarma tomorrow. And Isaac Daniel, who is watching us from Israel, sent us 30 shekels because he wants to invite us to tomorrow's lunch.
No way, really?
Yes, here it is in yellow.
No way. Let's put it up. And it's just that, forgive me, because since we're so focused like this, I haven't been seeing the super chats these days.
That happens to me too. Then I want to read them all.
In the end, I apologize to you all. It's mentally impossible. All right, let's put it here quickly before we watch the awesome video of the ship turning into a permanent submarine. We're going to watch this now. Let's see, Isaac, where's my friend Isaac from Israel, who's always there supporting us? It didn't show up for me. Look, it didn't show up on this screen. I don't see it, but I saw it. Thank you so much to everyone who's leaving your super chat. Thank you so much, really, family. You are incredible, wonderful people. And you are part of this community. This is your community. In return, I'm going to give you memberships. Since we're going to watch an epic video, we have to give away memberships. The video is ready. I'm going to adjust it so you can see it well. There we are. This reminds me, I used to play a computer game called Silent Hill, which was about World War II submarines. The game was amazing. You had to calculate the ship's bearing, aim the torpedo, and start firing. Then the escort ships would come looking for you and drop depth charges. So you had to reduce your speed to avoid making too much noise. Well, a series of circumstances and stories that only God knows how will submarine warfare be now, which is totally different. But will you freak out over this? Before I play the video, I want to give you memberships since Ariel Kanieski is here. We're going to give away 5 memberships for all the great people of this channel. It's called Estrategias Militares, so thank you very much for being here with us. Let's give out those memberships. Family, the more you write in the chat right now, the more chances you have to win strategy games.
Did you make a mistake? Silent Hill isn't the game's name.
What's it called?
Silent Hill? No, it's a completely different game.
Dude, yeah, it's true, it's true.
Silent Hill is the game with the fog. The game with the fog.
Yeah, it's true, a submarine game. No, it's true, it's true.
But it was a name similar to that, right?
Wait, it's something like that, wait.
Yeah, something like that. Hold on, I'll check.
I'm looking it up too.
I used to play too. I was just thinking about it.
No, we have to look for the game, man.
But it was similar. It was similar.
I had them all, plus the Pacific one, the Atlantic one. I mean, I had them all.
It was silent.
It was silent, something silent, Silent Deep.
That's it.
It's Silent Deep.
I've also been a PlayStation player.
Have you also been a gamer? Yes.
Yes.
Kanieski Gamer, of course. Well, let's go with the memberships. Here, go 5. To start with, huh? We have more. 5 memberships, Family Maiden Strategies. There you have them. Well, everyone ready? I'm going to move you, Kanieski, because you're in the way. You are.
You're in the way. I'll be gone for a second and I'll be right back, okay?
So I'll wait. If you're going to go, I'll wait.
I have things to do. Need to take the dog out and go to the bathroom.
Which is just a second. Wait first.
So wait.
Wait. Okay, we're getting to it. Fam. In the middle of the darkness, in the waters of Sri Lanka. The largest and most important ship in Iran's fleet, the Eres Dena, was sailing, thinking it was safe from what was happening in Iran. "900 meters away, locked onto the middle of that ship, was the periscope of a United States of America submarine. The captain gives the order. Flood the tube. The hatch is opened. And this is what happens. Oh my, well. Whoa! That's brutal. That's brutal.
I have some questions later, okay? I have questions about this. Oh my God.
Massive, huh? All right. It's very intense. Let me explain one thing. Well, fam, thanks for the story. I love these things. What are we looking at here? We're seeing here that the torpedo exploded right under the ship at the back. United States. Well, it's just that on the periscope's thermal camera, holy shit. I'm locking on now, actually. I'm going to zoom in, Ariel, while you keep asking.
No, I want to know because we're all watching the moment of the shot. Is there a dialogue before? I mean, do they communicate with each other? How does this work in practice in war? Did the Iranians know the submarine was there?
No.
They had no idea.
No, you're not coming to record it. No. Do you know why? Just look at the camera, what you're going to see now. 1 second.
Okay.
There's a guy moving. I'm going to put the cursor so you can see it. This is terrible. This here in this area. Look at this. There's a guy walking there. There's a guy you can see walking. That is, there's a crew member you can see walking on the deck. Look, the ship's radar, which is the part right where the crossbar is at the top, just look what it does. The radar goes flying off. Ha, ha. This is massive. Well, I'm going to explain this a bit. What it is, I mean, I want to say something. The United States hasn't been all bad. I have information that the Sri Lankan Navy has rescued 80 sailors. There are ships here. I don't know, 80 bodies. I don't think they could have. Let's see. I don't think the 80 bodies. If they say they have rescued 80 bodies, I don't think all the bodies stayed there. If that exploded, I mean, the crew is 80 people, that ship, 80 to 100. They say, I don't know the rescue conditions yet, but anyway, they haven't been bad. I'll explain why. You can ask, well, the MK, that torpedo that's launched there, how does it work? It's an old torpedo that has evolved over time. It's a torpedo that has evolved over time. The MK-46, which has a lot of technology and can decide where you want it to hit. In the front part, the middle part, or the back part? Normally, the back part is where there should be the least crew, because that's where the engine room is, and that's where the engine personnel will be. Obviously, they've already left. Fade to black. But the US could have done some serious damage at that moment, completely destroying it if they had thrown it right in the middle. They hit it in the back. Do you see how the back of the ship lifts up? That's what I said before, the ship flies. With a direct hit, the torpedo would have pierced it, made a hole. Here, what it did was lift it out of the water, meaning there was no direct impact against the ship. It goes underneath, and with the proximity fuse it has, when it detects that there is a metal plate right above, or there is a very strong metal interference, as is the case with the ship, the fuse is activated and it explodes. What it does is lift the ship, which is what you're going to see now. There you can see how it lifts it, completely breaks the ship from the back. Look how the whole frame of the ship bends. It bends completely. The ship jumps out of the water. Are you seeing it jump out of the water? It's flying at that moment. The ship is flying in the air, and when it falls, it breaks apart. That's why the photograph we've seen of it going down from the back to the bottom of the sea is precisely because that's where it breaks apart. They might have been able to evacuate the ship. They might have had a few seconds or minutes to evacuate it. I imagine this ship must have been compartmentalized, but even so, that kind of damage is fatal, inevitably fatal. I mean, it sinks for sure, it sinks. It could have been worse if they hit it in the middle. No one would have survived then. I think someone must have survived. I hope that's true because dying at sea is terrible. I really hope so. Plus, there are international rules the United States must follow. I think they would notify the Sri Lankan Navy. They'd say, hey, we're going to sink it. Be on alert because the Dana is going to sink. Tell me, what question did you have?
No, I think that was it. I think that was the one. If they knew, being there on the ship, if they knew there was a US submarine.
The ship, in theory, if it has an anti-submarine warfare system, it should have a guy listening on sonar. The guy may have heard the torpedo. If they have the acoustic detection system, because of course this makes noise.
How much time passes between a torpedo's launch and impact?
It depends on the launch location. You can launch, well, the torpedo is guided by cable. I mean, there's a cable and you guide the torpedo with a joystick if you want, with a camera and everything. I mean, this is crazy. This isn't like that game we played where you had to calculate everything. Now you have a joystick to move the torpedo. He just presses and boom, the torpedo explodes. You can do it that way too, right? This isn't some kind of Star Wars movie or anything like that. This is reality. This is modern warfare. So they see it, they get the order. The submersible, the submarine is at torpedo firing depth. It launches and places it right underneath. In fact, the United States would already have memorized the sound of the ship's engine to detect it with their sonar underwater and identify which ship they're looking for. Now imagine multiple ships, a Chinese ship, a Russian one. Some may be very similar. They know by the sounds, by the sonar signature, they know which ship it is. Because each propeller that every ship has makes a distinctive sound due to a peculiarity or a type of engine or whatever it may be for 1,000 reasons. The most important part of a submarine is the sonar. The sonar operator is one of the most important people on that vessel. And then also, if they have anti-submarine equipment, they should have a sonar. I would say, hey, a torpedo is approaching. I hear a torpedo and a propeller coming toward us in the water. But of course, it depends. I think this ship would have to be a real noisemaker. It would be operating without going into silent mode so the sonar can work properly. I don't think they expected it since I see someone here. Walking on the deck, there, in that part, you can see the shadow of a person walking on the thermal camera.
I don't know.
I don't know what happened, but they hit it with a huge blow. As you're seeing, this takes you out of the water. It takes you out of the water. There's no way to survive that. It would be complicated. It would have to be a very modern ship from the United States of America to be able to compartmentalize. And well, if you hit the engine room, then you're left without an engine. That is, you no longer have propulsion. There's no way to escape. And actually, there was no way to escape even if it had propulsion.
I think I saw the news that what Sri Lanka recovered were bodies.
I don't know.
It seems to me.
I don't know. It's just that if it sinks with the bodies.
I'm telling you, look, I remember where I saw it.
I've seen the news, 80 bodies.
80, yeah. 88, 80. Let's see.
But of course, we'd have to see a bit what happened there. Hezbollah just a minute ago. Naim Qassem spoke.
Naim Qassem, yes.
We have the future dead man. Hey, after Qassem, who are they going to put in?
There's no one left?
They're not putting him in. Can you imagine who? Look at the photo. Well, Naim Qassem, the substitute leader for Saifuddin, substitute for Nasrallah. We need to create these people's family tree. Well, what has Naim Qassem said? I haven't read it. We're going to read it live here. See what he has said.
He doesn't say anything because he's scared.
No. The leader of Hezbollah, Qassem, says that the group went to war against Israel after 15 months of Israeli attacks. The assassination of Iran's leader, Khamenei. Patience has its limits. The transgressions of the Israeli enemy became excessive, and Israel represents an existential threat to us, declared Qasem. Have you noticed they're coming after them? Qasem? In a televised speech, Qasem also attacked the Lebanese government for condemning Hezbollah's new launches against Israel and for acting to disarm the group. He called the decision a serious mistake, saying Hezbollah had honored its agreements with the state and pursued diplomacy for 15 months without results. That's why there are rocket and drone launchers firing at Israel right now, because they had respected the agreement that they had to be beyond the Litani River and would have to disarm, as they have respected the agreement. That's why they have rockets and drones. Instead of confronting what he called Israeli and U.S. aggression, Qasem said that the Lebanese government turned against the resistance and sided with Israeli demands. Is a civil war possible in Lebanon?
Well, actually, look, I don't know if you have it. Yes, there it is. That's the photo. Look in the back. In the back is the Hezbollah flag, and look what's next to it.
The one from Lebanon?
The one from Lebanon. And Hezbollah never does that. When they speak, they display the Hezbollah flag. They don't display the Lebanese one. And this is a desperate attempt to show Lebanon that the war is theirs too, because Lebanon has already washed its hands of it. They already said, not us. And also, Lebanon is detaining Hezbollah members for the first time, and officially prohibited Hezbollah from going to war with Israel.
Well, look who's worried. Macron? He spoke with Netanyahu, urging him not to launch a ground operation in Lebanon. He's worried about his gas stations. Are they really that ridiculous? Do they live in a fantasy world? They should go and solve the issue with their wife. Well, we have a response from Peter. We have a response from Pedro Sanchez.
He denies it. He doesn't deny it. Hey, but listen, there's a diplomatic crisis here, okay? Serious.
It's getting bigger.
Careful, okay? Careful.
Silence, wait, Kaniski, silence, wait. Oh my God, Kaniski mood, oh my God. The first Ayatollah of Spain. We have a problem? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We've got a mess. A real one. Let's see how the soap opera and today's match go. 1 second. This is magnificent, huh? Family, right now there are 36,000 people watching to see if Peter gives up or not. Here's how the story began. Kanetsky, you can return now. Just a moment. Testing. Yes, we can hear you. Here she is, the spokesperson for the White House. Okay, the white girl.
First, back to Spain. I think they heard the president's message yesterday.
Seems like it. They surrendered well. 9:28 in Israel, the Holy Land, the blessed land, the land of the Jews. He says, here. Spain denies the White House statement that it has agreed to cooperate with the United States military. We've got a game on. The White House targeted Bad Bunny, and now it will target Pedro Sanchez. Bad Bunny, is he thinking, finally, they'll leave me alone?
There they go.
It's incredible.
I always say it doesn't matter. Strategies, it doesn't matter.
It's all the same.
Why does the United States need bases for its planes? What about Spain? For now, it hasn't been necessary. It hasn't been necessary. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. We always say the same thing. All our love to the Spanish people, all our love to Spain, but not to the government of Spain, which is not the same thing. But despite all the statements made by all the governments of Spain, with maybe a small exception, especially about what is happening in the Middle East, in Israel, in Gaza, Spain has neither a voice nor a vote, and it never had one in anything related to the Middle East. Never. And what does it matter what they say? What does it matter what they think? What does it matter what they deny? It doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's irrelevant.
Of course,
I don't know what to say, guys. I'm in shock. There are 36,000 people here watching. If Pedro Sanchez, let's check the archives. Pedro Sanchez is not very well known for telling the truth. So, I'm going to believe the White House. I'm going to believe the White House. But anyway, later Strong will come out to clarify it. Since we know Donald Trump, we know his personality, we know he loves the spectacle. That later, afterwards,
something like this happens. A diplomatic crisis like this, where one says one thing and the other says something else. What one says is completely different from what the other says. It's a 180-degree difference. You say both versions can't be true, right? Because if one is telling the truth, the other is lying. And if one is telling the truth, the other is lying. What I tend to believe is that generally on each side, there's some truth and some lies. You really have to see what actually happened. You have to see what Pedro Sanchez gave in on, what he didn't give in on, gave in. I mean, I don't think what the White House said is exactly like that, nor is what Pedro Sanchez denied exactly like that either. I don't think so. We really have to see. We'll find out in a little while in the next episode of the soap opera.
well, speaking of episodes of stories, we're almost at the very last news flashes. Some estimates say Iran may run out of missiles soon.
Bye-bye. All right. Yes, we said it before. I said it before. Yes.
It doesn't have much time left.
And from there, he's going to start using Hezbollah, and then he's going to go into suicide mode.
Well, the IDF says here, the Israel Defense Forces have no evidence that Hezbollah and Iran coordinated their simultaneous fire. It's true, there was fire at the same time, basically simultaneously from Iran and Lebanon. I have no intelligence information indicating that this was coordinated, answers the spokesperson in response to a question at a press conference.
Yes, I have it. I saw it here just now, too. The army spokesperson said it. Okay, I understand that there is no intelligence information, but it didn't happen just once.
It has happened 3 times?
Naturally, it happened 3 times.
Let's see. They have to say what they have to say, and that's it. I'd like to show you something. And before you leave, missile farms. Iran is now actually using what I had been talking about for a while, which are missile farms. These are missiles buried underground. And also, I'm going to put a photo here so people can see it to make it practical. We'll leave you the photo of Peter. They are containers buried under the sand where the missiles are launched from, and they are hidden from radar view. In addition, there's a facility, which is this one here. The one with the silos that launches missiles directly one after another, one after another. I guess this facility, looking at where it is, let's see where it is. It's near Bushehr. I'd like to do a quick technical check. Here you are, here with us, Ariel Kanievsky, whether this has already been attacked or not. For that, we're going to go take a look. The NASA radar, here we even have a connection with NASA Kanievsky. We're here, always connected with the new worlds.
NASA is connected with us.
I don't know, sometimes it's a mutual cooperation.
The other way around?
We cooperate, they cooperate, and everyone is happy. All right, let's check out the Bushehr area. Bushehr, where is Bushehr? I'm looking around here for a second. We're looking for Bushehr around here, all right? Let's look for Bushehr. Karg Island, all right, let's see. This is a bit complicated. Ariel, this map thing? Well, Bushehr, you already know there are some nuclear reactors there. Some were under construction and so on. For now, there's no fire over there. But let's go to the Bushehr Mountains. Bushehr. There has been a shot here. Quite important. In this area. There was also a station there. But for now, well, let's see here. There was some action there, likely because of the nearby petrochemical plant. Focusing on where the silo is, let's put it up again. Which is here. There's a city right there, a little below Bushehr, which is around here. The city is there. The silo, or these silos, if we look at the city, they're coming out of the city right in this area. From here, over there. They haven't bombed yet. Are they going to bomb them? That's where the bunkers are. Possibly yes, or maybe the radar hasn't passed through there yet and destroyed them. But look at how evil these people are, how bad they are, Ariel, these people. The wickedness of building this kind of facility, the money they spend on these kinds of installations, instead of building real schools for girls in Iran, hospitals, and purifying the water so it's drinkable. It's just tremendous. It's terrible and mind-blowing, and it's scary. Well, Ariel, thank you very much for being live with us.
May people be blessed. Brother of strategies, listen, I have a broadcast in a bit. What?
No, it's scheduled.
It's scheduled for 10 and 25 minutes. Major Ronnie Kaplan is coming.
So you have Kaplan?
Obviously, we have Kaplan, not I have. We have Kaplan. We have Kaplan.
I wouldn't miss it.
Of course, you come here and we'll chat with Kaplan for a bit so he can answer us in person.
Who is Kaplan? For those who don't know,
Major Ronnie Kaplan is the Spanish language spokesperson for the Israel Defense Forces. And he is the one who will answer firsthand all the questions we are going to ask him about how the war is going, what the objectives of the war are, how long the war will last, all those things that we always like to analyze. This time we are going to ask the official spokesperson of the IDF, Major Ronnie Kaplan. So you're coming, right? You're coming? You're joining us?
I'll try to make it.
I'll try.
That means yes? All right, come on, let's go now. Hey guys, cheers. See you in the next show here on Military Strategies.
Yalla, may he bless you.
Cheers.